The United States is no longer a nation by the people for the people because it has now become a nation by corporations and billionaires for corporations and billionaires, and also corrupt politicians that are bought out by them. As today I heard in the news that homeowners in Georgia are going to lose their homes because companies want to build power lines to help fund more AI data centers. And the homeowners are basically being told, sell us the home for a pretty shitty price, or we're gonna take it by force. And I heard about this story through Moist Critical's video, which I watched earlier today, and hearing about this story really pissed me the fuck off, and I felt like I had to say something about it because hearing yet another story of corporations being able to do basically whatever the hell they want because our government is bought out by corporations, billionaires, and of course, most obviously Israel, it fucking sucks. And I just want to talk about this because obviously on my channel I've been going on and on about AI and AI data centers and stuff like that, so I feel like this is very fitting for me to talk about. And again, this story just really pisses me off, so let's just get right into this.
Single mom, I worked hard for everything.
How do you put a price on a home you never intended to sell? One filled with more than 2 decades of memories.
I think I was 5 or 6 when this was built.
The treehouse where you grew up playing pretend. The yard where you buried your pets. The greenhouse that fed your family.
When you talk about what being on this property means to you,
Yeah.
right? It's y'all's.
It's ours. It's ours. It's my mom's, it's mine, it's my daughter's, it's our family. We belong here.
But Ansley Brown's childhood home likely won't be here much longer. That's because the state's largest utility, Georgia Power, says it needs the area to make way for a 35-mile-long transmission line.
Georgia Power has been here for as long as Ansley's mother has owned this property. It's just beyond the tree line. Now, with the expansion of this latest project, they're looking to take the 2.5 acres the house sits on.
Georgia Power says increasing demand from homes, businesses, and data centers has outpaced the capacity of its existing grid, and building a new transmission line requires acquiring more than 300 parcels of land, including residential properties.
It just fucking sucks that not only are a lot of families going to lose their homes, but they basically don't have a choice in the matter. Because like I said earlier, the choice they're being given is they're either going to have to sell their homes, or these companies are just going to go to the government and complain and be like, hey, this family's not giving us their home and we need that land that house is sitting on to create more or generate more power. And the government's going to be like, all right, here you go. Here's the power to basically take away their house that they spent the last like 10, 15, 20 years of their lives in and created so many fond memories that they'll probably cherish for the rest of their lives. Yeah, I'll just go in and give you the power to tear it to the ground so that way we can continue to suck AI's dick. And it's just so unfortunate that that's the reality we're living in because corporations nowadays have such unchecked power that they can basically do whatever the hell they want. Like if some random company kicked down my door and was like, give us your house or we're gonna go cry to the government and they'll force you to give us your house so we can use your land for whatever the hell we want, I'd probably be reacting exactly how this girl is because I have a lot of fond memories in this house and I ain't giving it up to some fuck-ass corporation. Especially when that corporation wants to use it for AI data centers, which is something that I'm obviously very strongly against.
All power generation starts somewhere.
Holly Lovett is a Georgia Power spokesperson.
We take into factor our customers, first and foremost. They are at the center of our business and the core of what we do.
Well, clearly your customers are fucking AI overlords because they're the only ones you seem to be paying attention to and not the people whose lives you're pretty much going to ruin because you want to build AI data centers on top of their houses.
We want them to be able to have their daily lives, and we take that seriously.
Clearly you don't.
It is something needed for survival, and we empathize with these community members who are seeing this growth.
No, you fucking don't, because if you did, you wouldn't be doing this. Or maybe the money that you're getting out of this from fucking AI overlords greatly outweighs the empathy that you're feeling.
What do you say to someone who will push back on any sort of offer that's out there and say, well, a price tag can't replace memories?
Oh gosh, you know, it almost makes me emotional because I have those memories in like my house, and I get how deeply personal people's homes are. I would just say that we see you and we hear you, and we want this process to be respectful and transparent, and that is going to ultimately benefit you. We want that.
For those of you who don't speak corporal bullshit, I'll translate what she just said. We don't give a fuck. We're gonna do what we want. If we want to take your house and your land, we're gonna do exactly that because we know you can't do a damn thing about it. If this woman was Pinocchio, her nose would be sticking out so far the news person interviewing her would have to actively avoid it.
It's theft. It's literally $1 billion company stealing land from smaller people, people who can't fight back. We don't have the money to fight Georgia Power.
So that's why a few months ago, Ansley took her story to TikTok.
My childhood home is being taken by Georgia Power.
Her videos went viral, and she began sharing stories of others in similar situations, like Cynthia Van Epps.
What is it taking from her? Look behind me. It's taking this entire backyard, the pool and everything.
It's nice to see that she's sharing her story with the world and trying to raise awareness on top of the news covers that she's already getting. And I know, like I said earlier, Moist Critical made a video talking about this whole situation, which is exactly how I found out about it. And now here I am talking about it. It's just such a sad and unfortunate situation. And honestly, we're probably going to be seeing a lot more of this in the future. This is definitely not the first time this has happened, if I had to guess. And it's definitely not going to be the last, because AI, the way it is right now, is going to keep progressing. The technology is going to advance even further, and AI companies are going to need more and more power to keep up with the so-called demand, even though honestly it seems like the only people that are demanding AI are like corporations and like those in power and billionaires, etc. Because like the average person fucking hates AI. They do not want it in their lives, because as we can see right here, AI is only ruining people's lives. It is doing so much more harm than good, and I have talked about this so much in my previous videos. But these companies of course aren't listening because their ears are plugged, because all they see is the money flowing in, because AI right now is super profitable. And unfortunately, because of this, situations like the one we're talking about today are only going to keep happening more and more. So I am glad that this story is getting coverage so that way we can find out about it, and I'm glad that the Georgia family is sort of fighting back. I mean, they can't fight back directly because they don't have the money to, but I'm glad that they are raising awareness, and I'm glad that stories like this are getting coverage so that way we know this shit is going on and we can go and say something about it. And that's honestly probably like the best thing that we can do, is to speak out and give these companies backlash, showing them, hey, we don't fucking want this. I mean, for example, Kevin O'Leary was forced to cut the size of his massive 45,000 acre data center in half solely because of the backlash he was getting online. Hopefully that backlash keeps going and he'll shrink it down to 0 acres, but unfortunately, I don't think that's gonna happen. But it is a start, and it shows that like, if we continue speaking up about this shit, we can get stuff done. But at the end of the day, these homeowners in Georgia are unfortunately most likely gonna lose their homes because these companies are greedy as hell. And it's just so unfortunate that we're honestly gonna be seeing more of this. Like, this is definitely not gonna be the first time we're gonna hear about something like this. Like I said earlier, as the demand for AI grows, the stuff like this is only gonna become more commonplace, unfortunately. And honestly, this whole situation deadass reminds me of the Lorax. I know that sounds really stupid to say, but hear me out. Like, you had the main character only cutting down like a few of the trees, and then he started cutting down more and more until eventually there was only like one tree left. It's gonna be the same thing with these AI companies. They're gonna cut down more land, they're gonna suck up more electricity, they're gonna fucking suck up more water, because AI data centers suck up a fucking ridiculous amount of water. And they're just gonna keep planning more and more data centers and destroy more and more of nature until eventually there's just nothing left. And unless these big tech CEOs and these like greedy ass power companies take their eyes off the money and realize what they're actually doing, unfortunately, this is just going to become more commonplace as time passes. And that's going to do it for the video. Thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.